So I guess we can jump into Maestro. Harry, you watched this a few weeks ago, right?
Yeah, I went to the Sydney premiere for Maestro. Do you want me to go
Okay.
first?
Yeah, go ahead. Give me your thoughts. I don't think we've talked about it at all
So,
yet.
so yeah, it's been a few weeks since I saw it, but I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I thought it was great. It's like I love Bradley Cooper. I love his acting. I love his direction. I thought Star is Born was
Hmm.
amazing. I loved Star is Born when it came out. I don't think this is to the level of Star is Born yet. It might be when it grows on me. I don't think it will. But what I came away from this movie, the one thing that just stuck out for me, or two things. One was that Bradley Cooper just fucking gives a fuck. Like about every
Hmm.
single frame in this film is purpose. Like even like the tracking shots of overhead, it really just sets you into this sort of time period, which is awesome. And the
Hmm.
second is that Carey Mulligan is unbelievable in this movie. I thought she
She might
abs.
be one of my favorite actresses of all time at this
I
point.
don't. I see. I don't think that's a hot take at all. I think that's a very stock standard, low fire,
Never
low
given a bad
risk.
performance.
She hasn't. She's
I will
unbelievable,
say that with confidence.
especially in her like. I don't want to say later years. That makes her seem old. She's not old, but like her like latest part of her career. Like
Hmm.
from promising young woman to She Said. I thought she was brilliant in She Said. To even
Yeah.
Saltburn, she's incredible in Saltburn.
Yeah.
Like she's having a time of her life at the moment. The movie is good. It loses its way a little bit in the middle, I thought, but it
Hmm.
really the way it ties up, I thought it was done perfectly. So Bradley Cooper spent 8 years training to become a conductor, just so that he can do these scenes to fruition and give it all the respect that he can give it.
Insane.
And that really comes across. You can really,
Hmm.
really tell that he's like put everything into this. I loved the story. I thought the story was great. It was like a very heartbreaking sort of story about success and love. Um, but yeah, I thought it was very. I feel like I've been reading other reviews. I like it a lot more than most. It seems. Which I don't know. I just like to like movies, but
How dare
I
you?
yeah. How dare I? I was talking about this with Marta the other day. We're talking about like random movies that like we like that no one else likes, and Marta's just like, I just like to like stuff, and I'm like, right? Like it's insane.
Yeah. No, she'll tell me that sometimes, like with certain movies, she's like, well, just because that specific person didn't like maybe take it with a grain of salt because, some people are just more opinionated, and I think that's fine. But like for me, even if I don't love the story or like I get like lulls in it, I'm not going to give that movie a 2 out of 5. That
No,
seems like just so harsh. Like if I don't love it, I'm going to go with like 3.5. But some people will give it a 2 just because they didn't like the story or
yeah,
something like that.
yeah.
So everyone's a little bit different. I agree. People are being a little bit mean to this movie. I didn't think it was my favorite thing of all time. I didn't think it was like super engaging the entire way through, but I agree with everything you've said as far as like you could tell he cared so much, like so many details, so much beautiful cinematography and like colors, and the whole black and white sequence was
Mm-hmm.
so good. I loved that a lot. The music was obviously incredible. I don't know anything about him and the real
Neither did I.
Leonard Bernstein. I don't really know anything about him at all. Um, but I assume that Bradley Cooper did his research because I know he cares a lot. And the direction was really good. The acting, I don't really know because I don't really know what this guy was like in real life, so it's hard to say like how well he acted, in comparison to the real life person. But yeah, Carey Mulligan for me was the standout. I think this ended up being a bit more about like a story of love and marriage than it was just about him and his career, which I wasn't expecting. But I think it kind of worked better, I guess, for me personally, that it was like that. And the family life and, kind of seeing their kids and all of that. I really enjoyed a lot of those moments. But I wasn't a huge fan of like the script. I do feel like it was a bit hard to stay engaged and I lost me in the middle a bit, but then it kind of like Saltburn, it kind of brought me back at the end, but I just didn't care as much about this movie as I did Saltburn. So I gave it 3.5. I think it's worth a watch though. I think it's really good. I think it's a perfect time of year to watch it too. I feel like it's like
Yeah,
a good movie to watch with your parents or with the family or something like that.
yeah, for sure. Like
But yeah.
I've got my mum coming to visit. She thinks she gets here like fucking in 30 minutes or something. Like not here. She
Oh,
doesn't. But in Sydney in like
yeah.
30 minutes. And there's like I'm like to my head I'm like she's gonna love Maestro and she's gonna love Holdovers. She will
Yeah.
love Holdovers. So yeah, I'm keen to show her those movies this Christmas for sure. It's the perfect way to put that film. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but other than that, I think that pretty much sums it up. But yeah, I think people are being a bit harsh to it. So I think definitely if you're worried about watching it, I would say watch it and figure it out for yourself because it really seems to be a very like personal experience,
For sure.
however you kind of see movie watching. So
If you're watching this at home, please watch with headphones or something because the conducting scenes, there's this
yeah.
one scene in particular that's like 8 minutes long that is spectacular, and that with headphones on, like I watched in the cinema, so I was very lucky to see it that way. But with that scene would just benefit from headphones on for sure.
Yeah, that's a great point. I did not do that, but that probably would have made some of those scenes even better for me. Also, shout out Maya Hawke. I always love to
Yeah,
see Maya Hawke
she
in
came out of
movies.
nowhere for me. I was like, what the
She's
fuck?
great.
Yeah, she's awesome. Also, shout out to the which will probably get nominated, the makeup and hairstyling, because what Bradley looked like
Yeah,
throughout this film was amazing. Yeah,
yeah.
because the film spans across like 40 years or something, right? Like 30, 40 years.
Yeah, it's a long time, like from when they meet basically to yeah, when they're like
Old.
older. So,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.